welcome back. Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're moving now into our first segment for the morning. And this one, of course, one to reckon with. This lady is from Dangriga. Her name is Clementina Castillo Johnson. She's a teacher at Anglican Management. And she is actually offering tutoring services. And she's been doing that for middle division students. The passion is what drives her. Teach, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
And it's so nice to see you.
Yes.
While not on social media, you're actually on live media.
Yes.
So Teacher Johnson, tell us about your story. Why did you start what you're doing and what are your plans?
Well, I start what I'm doing because as an educator for the past 12 years, our country has been, the entire world, as a matter of fact, has been shocked with this pandemic.
Yes.
And then our babies have been out of the classroom for almost a year. I mean, almost a year. And being out of the classroom, they have missed so much because nothing like that face-to-face contact that you'll actually have with your teacher, being inside the classroom, you know, so that you could actually see how this lesson is actually delivered, the materials, the manipulative, the realities used to deliver this lesson. I mean, giving them a handout package with activities. You know, we have the concepts on these handout packages, but nothing like a teacher explaining this concept, you know, and then this topic the way it should in order for them to grasp it, in order for them to understand, to complete that package, you know, that activity, you know, hence the reason why I've decided to do this free tutoring, because free, as a matter of fact, because with this pandemic, you know, everybody is facing economic crisis, you know, so I mean, not everybody can afford, you know, to pay for a tutoring. So, you know, I just sat one day and decided, you know, I said, you know what, I told my niece, you know, I want to do a free tutoring, you know, for students in the middle division, you know, especially because we have our babies coming from infant division going into middle. And then when it comes to middle division, it's like a transition.
It's a big transition.
It's a big transition because of the BJAT level, you understand? And then they must be able to work on their own, hence the reason why I have decided to, you know, do what I'm doing.
So let's be clear, your tutoring is in Dangriga.
Is in Dangriga.
You put a blackboard in your yard.
In my yard.
So it's open air.
It's open air.
And you have little ones at middle school age coming in.
Yes.
To learn.
To learn, most definitely.
Yeah.
Clementina, in a time where we know teachers have been concerned about pay cuts, in a time where people are nervous about COVID, and actually during your summer holiday, you are deciding to give this back to your community. You know, what's been the response from parents, from community members?
The response have been overwhelming. I mean, parents, I can only take a certain amount of students because of the SI protocols that have been set in place for our country. And this, I can only take 10 because as an educator, I can't run in problem with the law, you understand? So I can only take 10. And when I put out my advertisement, the amount of calls I got, you know, I had to turn down some parents, you know. I have explained to them that I will decide to see if I will extend it, and once I extend, then I could get in contact with them to have their babies coming in, you know, to sit and to learn. And I have decided to do this in an open area because we can't be enclosed because of this virus, you know, we need to be outside, right?
What are you doing there? You have on a headpiece?
Yeah, that was a headpiece with a jaguar head on it. You know, we were dealing with the topic nouns, and then I bring out realities, you know, like real things to show them so that they must be able to grasp this concept. Yes, that section there, we were doing a song with nouns and the concept with nouns. So, you know, I had them snap their hands to dance, you know, because you need to do things in order for them to maintain, to learn and don't forget, because I've explained to them, you know, growing up, even if you read a book, you come across an animal, a person, a place, or thing, don't forget that that's a noun. You know, and things like that. Yes, so that's what I was doing.
You know, it's very obvious from you. You love your job.
You love, she loves
passion.
it.
I mean, love your job.
just to seeing a child grasp a concept, I mean, it brings joy to my heart. You know, I mean, I feel overwhelmed. And when they come back the following day and when we review, and I would ask, what is a noun or an adjective? Like when we did adjective, because, you know, we have to, I gave them, because, you know, I sanitized the materials, and then I gave each, I would be the one to give each individual an item, and have them use the item, and tell me something about that item. Tell me, what can you tell me about this item, you know? So before I actually tell them what an adjective is, I get it from them. Wow. You know, so that's what I'm trying to do.
What have the children been like? Since this is their first time sitting down and being in any classroom-like setting?
When they first came, you know, one, two was shy, and then there was some that were all excited and were willing to learn. And, you know, and I gave them that ease that, you know, you're here and we'll have fun. And you are safe here. And, you know, and have, you know, let them know that they need their mask. And when it's time for snack time, they're not allowed to socialize with anybody. They must sit in their chair, you know, with their mask on. They are not allowed to get up. Everybody is responsible for their own material. You know, if somebody, because they're babies, you know, from infant going into middle division, they tend to forget at time. So if somebody would come without his or her mask, you know, I have their parent contact number because I've created a chat group with my parents. So I have their contact number and I will give them a call to inform them, you know, well, my baby, because everybody's my baby. Once you're with me, you're my baby. Yes, my baby. So I've told them, you know, my baby, you know, forgot your mask. Is it possible for you to drop it off for me, please? And you know, the parents will come and drop it off. So, I mean, that's my passion, you know.
But so how long are the sessions?
The sessions, okay, because I have standard 2 and standard 3 students, and with the amount of students that I got, I do Monday, Wednesday for standard 2. I have morning session from 9 to 12, and afternoon session from 1 to 3:30. But these are with different sets of students because I'm trying to accommodate everybody.
How many kids are you having right now in this cohort?
It's 40.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon.
And you're doing this totally out of passion? No pain, no nothing?
No, totally out of passion. That's my passion. No pain, no nothing.
What has it been like for you the past year being out of the classroom?
Sorry, I did.
What's it been like for you being out of the classroom for the past year and a half?
It's very difficult. Because as teachers will get back packages, right? And everybody will get 100. But, you know, I want to see my babies getting this 100 on their own, you know. I know we have parents working along with our babies, but getting this 100 meaning just don't go on, you know, Google to try to get things done. Answers. But, you know, I need my babies. It doesn't matter if they're from Belize City, Corozal, Orange. Once you're a student, you're my babies. As a teacher, everybody is my baby. You know, I need my babies to ensure that once a concept is being taught, that nothing is being left behind. Because there are numerous ways to deliver certain topics to children in order for them to retain and don't forget the concept.
Clementina, so many people last year were beating down on teachers saying, oh, we don't have it easy, we don't know that at work, we don't know that at school. What was it like hearing that kind of feedback?
It wasn't easy because as teachers, we still have our work to do, you know, because we still need to cater for those students that can afford being online, using their devices. We need to be online with them. And for those that can't afford, we need to ensure that we prepare their packages properly and preparing packages with concept before you actually give the activity in order for them to see. And when we prepare those packages goes out and comes back to us. And then for us, we'll have to be the one, you know, to check these packages. So, you know, we're not free. We're not free. We still have work on our hands to do. Yes.
You know, from a parental standpoint, man, we've been given, my daughter have been given packages, and at the same time, and I picked this up from when you made your introduction, at the same time, you know, you get some work that, you know, me, myself, as a parent, I need to go back and read up about it because, you know, I get a little rusty. You know, so you have to go back and you have to read up about it. And for this reason was why you decided, you know what, let's try to get these children to understand the work that you're getting. But more so, I wanted to ask you about your social skills. Since they were not in the classroom, now you're getting a few of them, 40 of them. What have you noticed with their social skills? Any changes?
Yes, there have been changes because, you know, for them being around other, because they are out of the classroom, right? So for them being around different students from different schools, because I take students from all over, you know, I mean, they're all excited they want to actually socialize with each other, you know, and it's so bad because they miss being at school. But, you know, we need to, as a teacher and as for me doing this, you know, I needed to have explained to them that, you know, because of the pandemic, the virus, you know, before we actually start, this cannot happen, you know. But once you sit in your seat, you know, because, you know, they are feet apart, you know, you could actually talk to them by waving your hand. You just sit them with your mask and while talking to them, it can still happen, but you can't move to come up, you know, to socialize with others.
Wow.
I mean,
This
all
is,
of you. You know, we interview people. I mean,
amazing.
So many times, but there's just something that instantaneously you can tell the passion somebody has for something. I mean, were you worrying about the kids that from your classes when you weren't able to see them? You said you knew they were scoring well, but you were worried that they weren't learning.
Yes, that's my biggest concern. You know, that yes, they're scoring and then that's good, but, you know, as teachers, you know your students, you know, because when this pandemic first started, you know, they allow us to go up with our students because they left the classroom a little bit earlier. That was in March when the pandemic first started. So, you know, we were allowed to go up with them because we didn't complete the school year. So we knew where we left off in order for us to continue. So I knew each and every one of my babies, right? So, I mean, learning is very important. And certain things they need to ensure that they get in order for them to move up, to move on. For example, if you're going into standard 3, you must be able to work on your own. And working on your own meaning that you must be able to write your story on your own, do problem solving on your own. You must be able to read on your own when it comes to comprehension, especially for the BJAT level. You know, I mean, they must be able to work on their own. So hence the reason why this is actually happening.
You've actually taught first, second, standard 1, 2, and 3 before, right?
Yes.
Because you work in the middle division.
Yes, I taught standard 1, standard 2, standard 3. I also taught standard 6 already.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you finding that the children are where they're supposed to be, the ones that come for summer? Or are they behind?
There are a few that they are where they're supposed to be, and then there are some that actually need that extra push. And hence the reason for the small groups, because I need to work on them to ensure that when they leave from there, something they actually grasp. So
my gosh. You know, so when are your last days to your last sessions? I think this week, if you're not.
Yes. What happens is because I'm a part of the District Education Council in Dangriga Town, we have school inspection the 29th, which is Thursday, which is supposed to be my last session. I can't afford for my babies to miss last session. So I'll go and do the school inspection down south, and then we come Friday in order for them to, so I'll give my Friday, even though the Saturday is my birthday, but I'll give my Friday, I'll give my Friday for my babies because then I see the need for it.
Do you cover the cost for everything, or you get community support?
I cover the cost. I got a small a donation, everything, you know, from Kenrick. I believe his small business is Abby's Closet. Yes, and you know, he visited me the day after I posted the video, and he gave me a small donation yesterday morning before He went out to do some business. He came back and he brought me a 2-pack of typing sheet and, papers because he saw me using the Bristol board and stuff. Yes, and some folders. And what I did with the folders as incentives yesterday, I give my babies folders for completing their assignment that they got. And they felt so good, I was forgetting, and one said, Miss, remember the folder that we're supposed to get?
Oh, they won't forget.
Yes.
That's how positive rewards work, right?
Yes. So I gave them a folder as an incentive for completing their assignment that I gave. And kudos to my parents that I have for doing an exceptional job, working with me, working with their babies, working along with me, to ensure that this is being done.
So you're wrapping up your first group next Friday, and then you're going to take on another 2 weeks, you said?
I would like to. I need to see if because August for teachers, a workshop are set for CPDs. And so I'll see after this week if I can, and if I can afford to do another 2 weeks then as well. Most definitely. Even if I can't, something will happen because God working amazingly in mysterious way. So I will definitely see how I could push an extra 2 weeks before I actually, report back to work.
I mean, let me just say this. Dangriga is lucky to have you because we meet a lot of people who are passionate, but you are a very passionate educator.
Thank you.
Where do you think that comes from? Did you grow up with teachers? Did you?
No, I didn't grow up with teachers. I think it's just my passion. I could recall when I first started to teach a couple years back, I taught Standard 3 for some years. I didn't want them to move me from Standard 3. And I could recall, out of all the Anglican schools in the country of Belize, for BJAT, a student from my class with the Anglican schools only though, got the highest in mathematics coming from my class. My class.
Your baby.
Yes, my baby. Yes. And, and we ran out of all the Anglican schools, Christ the King, we came in fourth for the BJAT, because after BJAT results, statistics are being done, right? And I was there at that workshop to attend, and that was the year when I received a Teacher of Distinction Award, right, from the Anglican management. So, yes, that's just it's just me, I could recall when I first started school, I signed up for paralegal law, because I always wanted to be a lawyer. And then at my first semester, I just completely changed program, and I went into the education. Just change it, because I don't know, that wasn't for me. I see that wasn't for me. So I just completely changed it. So my associate and my bachelor's degree is in primary education from University of Belize.
Goodness. And you're bragging together.
No, you have everything. Bragging. You own it, girl.
Just kidding.
You own it.
And that leads me while you talk. For folks to understand that whatever their passion is, just go on out there and you go for it. These things will eventually be rewarding again. But Marlene was right. Dangriga is blessed to have you. Honestly, Dangriga is blessed to have you. What are your hopes for the next few years? What are you planning to have? Your own school? What do you want?
Yes, I want, first thing first, I always, will sing, because I have 2 daughters, and I need to do my best. 2 daughters and 2 handsome boys, my nephews that, I call them my son because I have them for some years. I have Taylin, I have Tamara, I have Kim, I have RG, I have my big sister, my nieces, we're from one yard. And I need for them to look up to me, I need to set an example for them, especially my girls and my boys, and in this world that we're living in today's society. So I would always sing to them, I like to do, before I'm 35, this is my goal. I like to do a master's degree in special education, to cater for those children, special needs children, So I would always like to do a master's degree and then go from there, to maybe on to junior college, or to help manage a school, to ensure, to junior college under the Faculty of Education and Arts. So for our upcoming teachers, to let them know that if you're in a classroom, it needs to be a passion and not just for the money, because we need to ensure that our students of today need to grasp and need to know the importance of education in order for them to survive.
Amen, girl.
I just want to leave
I
you
know,
to
like-
keep on going. I am just, you are amazing.
You're amazing,
Okay, so people are watching. And listen, if
Yeah.
we're feeling this way sitting in
Yeah.
your presence, I know people at home are watching thinking, I mean, this is the type of passion we want to see in young professionals, in a young educator. How can people help you? How can, if whether it's to help support another cohort or to perhaps give you some incentives, how can people get in touch to help you out?
Well, my Facebook page is Tina Castillo Johnson. Yes, and then my number is 639-6586. What I wanted to do more, because right now we're only focusing on the language arts and mathematics area.
Okay.
I wanted to do the 4 core subjects, which are science, social studies, language arts, and mathematics, because those are the 4 core subjects.
Yeah.
But because because my laptop crashed a couple weeks just before I started, but I still decided to do it. So because I don't have that printer to say run off activity sheet to actually give them, you know, like the concept and for them to do, then I could do more, you know. So because I don't have that, then I can't do more, you know.
Oh my.
Yes.
Let's hope that somebody's generous, you know, and those needs they're not necessarily far-fetched, man. We could only wish you so much and so the best. We're so glad.
We wanted to hear your story.
Yeah.
I mean, when we saw all that dancing and headdress and
jog up on your head,
we knew there was something special happening in Dangriga, and it is an absolutely free service that you're offering under the proper COVID protocols, as you said. 40 children getting to catch up on their educational goals.
Most definitely.
Courtesy of your kind assistance.
Yes.
What do you say to other parents and teachers out there about what the children are going through and how they can help?
Our babies are going through a lot. In order for them to grasp something or to learn something, it's easy. Because as an educator, I use what I have at home. You know, well, you need to plan in advance in order for you to see if you have what you actually need. So I use what I have at home, you know, because the headdress, the picture, they play, you know, I cut out big pictures because everybody must be able to see, you know. So I use what I actually have at work. So it is possible. Nothing is impossible, you know. The more we actually sit to see what we can do, you know, the more we do and less complain, then it will make it work. Things will actually work. Oh my God. You know, we need to see how we can make it work and less complain, and it will happen. It will happen. Yes, it will.
I'm lost for words. I could only wish all the very best, and we do hope that, you know, the help that you really need, because what you're doing is actually not for you. It is your passion, but it is for these young children to have a better life, to have a better society.
Yes.
Because when they learn, the community benefit.
Most definitely. I'm planning to do to hopefully, you know, to make it an annual thing. You know, and thanks to my administrators for giving me the opportunity to get the blackboard and the chairs from out of the classroom, you know, because we can't be inside doing face-to-face, I guess, because of the closed area. You know, so I have decided to take it to my yard. Why not my yard? And I have space.
You got space?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's outside.
Yeah, and it's
and
outside.
Dangriga, you got sea breeze.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, Dangriga got a clap for you this morning.
Yeah, so thanks to my administrators, you know, and for being supportive to ensure that, you know, I use the blackboard and the chairs.
All right.
Thank you for coming and spreading your positive energy this
most
morning.
Definitely.
Clementina Castillo Johnson.
Yes, everybody knows me as Tina.
All right, Tina.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
On Facebook, Tina Castillo
Johnson. Tina Johnson Castillo.
Tina Castillo Johnson.
All right, Tina, thank you so very much.
Trouble.
Thank you for joining us this morning. You've graced us with your passion and your angelic self. Thank you so very much.
And thank you too for having me.
All right.
The babies will watch this man and say, my teacher.
That's my teacher.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those moments. Thank you once again. We got to take a break though. When we come back, we'll be joined by Chef Sean Quillen. Now this guy, he's going to create for you 3 lovely recipes using Edam A cheese. It's going to be great. My goodness, we can't wait. We'll be back in just a few. Stay with us.